Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Back to Base. And today we are going to talk about Azure. So I'm starting a new learning series about Azure. So I'll talk about what is Azure and different services that Azure provide. So I'll be talking about practical example and how to create resources and using Azure portal. So I'll be talking about these things in this series. So let's get started. So we'll talk about Azure first. What is Azure? And then we'll see how we can create resources in Azure portal. So just talk about Azure. So what is Azure? Microsoft Azure. So Azure, Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform that provides different services. Like it could be compute, it could be networking, it could be related to AI. So this is the complete platform that you can use different services. So let me show you what are the different services provided by the Azure. So I have logged into Azure portal, and if you go in this Azure portal and click here and click on the all services, so it will show you what are the different services provided by the Azure. So if you see at first it is giving some AI and machine learning services like Azure AI Studio, AI Search, Azure machine learning, anomaly detection, computer vision, face APIs, Azure Open AI services. We'll be talking about these services in later videos, but I'm just giving you what are the different services provided by the Azure. So if you see, like these are the services provided by the Azure. For example, for analytics, you can see it is providing the analytics services, data catalog, Power BI embedded. These are the different services that do some analytics stuff based on your data. Then there are compute services. For example, if you want to create VMs or create some those resources, you can use compute service in Azure. And if you see other is the container services. For example, you want to deploy your services on container, you can use Kubernetes services, container instances. These services you can basically you can use in Azure. And if you see, there is database services which provide you different database services like SQL, or you can see MySQL, as well as you can see recently it was Oracle database also added. So you can see these are the databases that provided by the Azure, and you can use and you can connect with your services. And then is this services. There are different DevOps. So if you are developing any software and you want to leverage any DevOps services, like if you want to do playwright testing or something like that, you can use the playwright testing services. If you see, it is in the preview. You can do the load testing using Azure load testing. You can do the chaos testing using chaos studio. You can use app configuration service if you want to manage your feature flags. Then you can use the DevOps services. There are a lot of services, and there are some general services like the resource group, subscription, costing, and other services that are general services in the Azure. And there are some other hybrid and multi-cloud services like Azure Arc, and these services you can use in your organization. Then there are identity service. If you want to manage your authentication, authorization, and those things for your organization or your application, you can use the identity service as well. And there are integration service. You can integrate. your application with different integration, for example app configuration or event. If you are developing any application that is based on like events, like firing any event or getting any event, you can use the event grid, event hub. You can use those services in your application or in your organization. So these are the integration service. And there are some internet of thing, IoT services. For example, if you are developing any service that requires IoT, like if you want to capture some sensors data or something like that, you can use IoT services as well. And there are some management and governance services that you can use, like advisor, automation accounts, cost management, something like that you can use. And there are some more like migration, mixed reality monitor, and there are like networking, like if you want to create your private network or virtual network, something like that, you can use networking services there. And you can see like security as well. And for the storing your data, you can use the storage service. So as you can see, like there are a lot of services. Like if you see for the mobile or web development, you can use these other services like API management or app service plan or app services or container app, logic app, static app. So you can use these services in your application or in your organization. So this is like high level of services that provided by the Azure. And so I'll be starting with the maybe very uh, basic. I'll be starting with the how to create a resource group, and then I'll talk about how to create Azure function and other services. I'll try to cover as services as I can in our this series, so you can learn about from starting to all. I mean, all services that are available and we can use. So I don't have knowledge about all the services, but I'll try to cover as much as possible that I have used in our during our application development, and we will talk about those services. So that's about it regarding the Azure services, and let's talk about resource group in the next video. Thanks for watching.